Let's get it. This is Life's Essential Ingredients with Jeff and a Mike, where we hope to inform, inspire, and transform lives, one essential ingredient at a time. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I just got to say, I am in for a treat. Not so much you. Hopefully you enjoy this episode, but for me, this is definitely a highlight of my life. I have two of the most beautiful young ladies I've ever seen in front of me, but they're mine, and I got my girls, my babies, Capriana and Alia, coming to you from Vacaville, California. Hello, ladies.
Hi.
Okay, just so you know, we are live, and you're supposed to actually, respond and stuff. So, hello, ladies.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having us on the show. We're so excited to share and learn and grow with you.
Ditto.
Well, that sounds good. And for all the listeners, and we are in 20 countries now, have listeners all over the world. And I just wanted to welcome Alia, my daughter, to the show. She's going to be tuning in to the first episode. I got people all over the place listening. And my daughter, Big Yo, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks. I'm honored. Though I can't make any guarantees that I'll even listen to this episode. So
that's true. She's got too much anime, too much stuff going on. But let's get in before we get sideways, before the show even starts. All right, so I'm going to introduce my girls. I'll start with my oldest, Capriana, also known as the professor for taking fools to school on the basketball court, CWeed, CC, C, Cap, and a few more that we won't mention on the air. Capriana is a registered nurse currently working in a local emergency room. Capriana received her bachelor's degree from the Olivet Nazarene University in the Chicago area. Capriana was a student athlete and lettered for 4 years in basketball. Several times she got to experience playing in the National Tournament and was blessed to travel the country with her team. Capriana loves to travel, eat good food, drink great wine and whiskey, and spend time with her amazing family. Capriana has a great sense of humor and some pretty good dance moves as well. What can I say? You take after your mom. Alia, also known as Yo, Big Yo, Gigante, Ouija, Goose, Sweet Lou, what's up, man? And a host of others better not mentioned on the air. Alia recently graduated from the Sonoma State University with her bachelor's degree in environmental studies, and until a month ago was slanging that dope, working as a cultivator in the cannabis industry. Alia is currently waiting on her visa to come through so she can chase her dream of living abroad. At some point in October, Alia will travel to Spain to teach English for a year. Alia loves to travel and has been blessed to have done a gap year in Mexico, a semester at Hilo, and soon Spain. Alia is fluent in Spanish, speaks some French, and a few sentences in Korean. Go with it, man. Alia enjoys nature, photography, cooking, and most definitely traveling. Alia has a hearty laugh and a beautiful smile that brings light to any room. Both of my girls are moving out of the house in October, and I want to make sure you know how much of an honor it has been for me, as you guys get ready to celebrate to be your dad. I will miss you, but more so, root you on as you leap into the world to live your life. I love you, and I'm looking forward to what this new life looks like. So, Alia and Capriana, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate the introduction. One of the great things about this sisterhood and friendship is Alia loves to cook and I love to eat. Yeah. So
she doesn't know how to cook.
It's a give and take relationship here.
Exactly. I love that. So, as you both know, since you've very, very well supporters of Life's Essential Ingredients, we always start out with the thought of the day. Normally, I would ask the guest to say, hey, why did I pick this thought of the day? I'm not going to put you on the spot, so we're just going to get going in the show. But I am going to share the thought of the day. Original quotes from your dad, made up for you. And here we go. I'm going to start with Capriana. My wish for you is for your ears to hear sounds that make your heart full of love, for your hands to extend to others in providing a healing touch, for your legs to remain strong in order to carry the heavy loads, for your stomach to hunger for advocacy and equity in the world, and your tongue to rest at the bottom of your mouth, knowing you lived your best life, spoke your peace, and were a servant in doing God's good works. Alia, I hope you see things that make you laugh. I hope you feel things that cause you to live your passion. I hope you experience cultures that inspire you to continue growing and learning. And I hope you find the place in you where you can share your courage, love, peace, and happiness with the world. I love you both and hope you love those thoughts of the day. So we're going to just get into this episode because I can see you're tearing up from those heartfelt words. It's all right. Get her some tissue. And let's get in. So what kind of show would it be if I didn't put you on the spot? So I want you to think back. Remember some of your high school boyfriends. All right, just teasing. I just have a few questions for you to get the listeners an opportunity to get to know you. Capriana, ice cream, Culver's or Baskins?
Culver's, 100%.
Please. Alia, your homemade cookies or your choice of vegan ice cream?
Well, I know that you always want my cookies, so you're always bothering me to make them. So probably cookies.
Okay, but this is about you, so you get to pick. But yeah,
I still like the cookies.
Cookies? Okay, good. Get them going tonight, please. Thank you. Capriana, Dad's. This is a tough one. Dad's Pizza or Lou Malnati's? And Lou, I think, is listening.
It depends on my mood.
Yeah.
If I'm going more healthy, then I'll go with your pizza, and that's an everyday pizza. Special treat is Lou's.
Okay, I like that. Alia, Dad's pancakes or IHOP pancakes? And Dad kind of set you up for that. See, look at your face, man. I got you so good. We never even had IHOP. Yeah,
when do we ever go
just
to
answer
IHOP?
the question, man.
Obviously, IHOP.
Serious? That's wrong. Capriana, Mom's famous crispy chicken tacos, and we haven't had those boys forever. Woo, my mouth's watering, even though I don't eat meat anymore. Or Taco Bell tacos.
Any of Mom's cooking.
Okay.
By far.
Good. You better give Mom some love. Alia, Mom's all too tasty stir fry or donuts from Happy?
How come CC gets the good questions?
Hey, man, just answer the question, please.
Obviously, Mom's food.
Okay, good. I'm just trying to make sure you give Mom some love, too. Okay. Capriana, beach or mountain?
I just started liking nature, so definitely the beach.
Okay. Alia, hotel or hostel?
I don't know, because I've never actually stayed in a hostel. So I guess hotel.
Okay, you threw me for a loop on that one. Okay, now both of you, Dad's famous red sauce or Jack's food?
The boy does cook pretty good.
No, the food that we feed him.
I know.
Your famous red sauce.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, thank you. And listeners, I don't know if I've really mentioned the boy a whole bunch, but that's our dog, Jack. He's hiding somewhere. We don't want to get him too riled up hearing his name. But yeah, I'm just messing around with that one. All right, hey, let's get into the show. So growing up, and whoever can go first, but what did life look like for you in your younger years?
how young do we want to start?
Sports and more sports.
Yeah, lots of sports.
Fortunate enough to be able to play whatever sport we wanted, whenever we wanted. And somehow we were always on the winning team because our coach was the best. I didn't have much variety in coaches, but that was okay because I was used to winning, which I think has really led to our competitive side that we still have today. But Coach Jeff Christian was always our coach. My favorite memory from being younger is playing on soccer team, and then we had these like drills where we would get dressed up in all of our princess gear, and you had to dribble the soccer ball to another spot and add a crown, and then dribble to another spot and add, you know, a scarf. And some of those days were the best days growing up.
Nice. And it sounds like, Lou, you had a different maybe experience, or what was life like for you?
Well, we definitely did do a lot of sports. Our mom also pushed us to try a bunch of different activities. Cece did a hip hop class, which she still pulls dance moves out to this day. And then I think we both did ballet together, which lasted like 2 days. And then my mom took me to tap dancing, which she always liked to bring up that after the first class, I threw the tap dancing shoes at her and yelled at her that I didn't want to go anymore. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that we both excelled in our athletic sport abilities and not the art side of things.
No, which is so interesting because I think you both have mom's ability, artistic ability. Like Alia, I think you're an amazing, I don't know if I'm going to say artist, but I think your Mandela stuff that you got into for a little bit, and I think you're talented with that. See, you're always good at putting signs together and staying in between the lines of stuff and spacing everything out, which sounds easy, but for someone like me, that ain't so easy. So I've always had a big appreciation of that side of you as well. And let's take a look up, you know, your relationship now is pretty good. And as your dad, it's been fun to witness somewhat of a transformation. You know, how do you think you guys have grown as sisters, let's just say over these last couple years?
Yeah, well, when we were younger, it definitely wasn't, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It wasn't that great.
Like I said, I had a very competitive side.
So we didn't get along very well, but I think, when did we start to get like along better? Once you left for college, I think. Yeah. So, basically getting away from her was the best thing. No, I think the space that college brought, you know, what is the saying, like distance makes the heart fonder or something like that. I think that's very accurate, and it helped our relationship, and since then it's just gotten better. Knock on wood that it doesn't
Please. You're going to be far away, which means I just grow fonder and more fond.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would just say, like, with COVID and being fortunate to move back in with you guys and basically spend every day with her has definitely caused us to grow even more. I don't know if she necessarily likes it, but I definitely like bothering her every day.
Every day.
And I can definitely say that, you know, she's one of my best friends.
One? You only have like 3.
Jack,
including me and Jack. So
brother.
There's like one other person in there. So.
You only need a few. So what would you guys say that the show is called Life's Essential Ingredients? And that is very broad, obviously, but what would you say if you had to pick a few of your essential ingredients right now, what would they be, and even why, if you can?
Mine would be food, and not necessarily is it to eat. Well, of course, obviously, when people are fed, they're usually happy, maybe a little bit tired, but usually they're on the happy side. And growing up, like I said, we played sports and sports all the time, but we somehow were able to have dinner together every night. So being able to share some time around food, and especially good food, you can't put a price on that. So being able to spend that quality time kind of gets you a second to kind of pause, sit down. You got to chew your food, think about your day, and then you're around people that you get to share everything with. So yeah, I'll eat 24/7 if that means it's with people I love.
Nice. So is that something you're going to carry forward as you head out onto your own to try and capture that ingredient that perhaps your mom and dad have planted on your plate, so to say, and carry that on to your family?
Oh yes, very much so. I am going to need to increase my cooking abilities, or my desire to cook, should I say. I've been spoiled to have people cook for me. So I'll have to call my sister for some FaceTimes and some lessons, as well as mom. Dad, I'll text you for the recipe for the pasta sauce, but that's about it. And then just really learn and just use those experiences, to continue to connect with you guys as well.
Nice. What about you, Big Yo?
I don't know. I think definitely as I'm getting older, one of the things that I try to bring more into my life is just trying to be enjoy the little moments, every day that we have, especially with COVID happening, and we didn't get to travel for so long. And then when we did, it's just waking up in the morning and going to the gym with my family, in another country, which is great in itself, but just that little time that we get to spend together, that's not always going to be happening. Or maybe when I wake up in the morning and I see Jack's beautiful face and I get to say good morning and give him a little kiss, or when we get to see another beautiful sunset at our house together, just taking in those small moments, I guess, and just keeping it around, I guess. I don't know. I know that was kind of abstract.
No, it's good, and it's fun to hear that, because definitely as your dad, and I've seen that in both of you, but to get to you, Lou, of sharing of you trying to be more present. And I've really felt probably over the last year that I have seen you grow and living with more intent in the words that you use and the actions that you take. And it's nice to hear you making that connection and seeing that change in yourself, for sure. Let's get back to you, C. So working as a nurse in a pandemic, first of all, just so proud. I remember listeners, some of you might know, some of you might not, if you're just tuning into a first episode, but I'm also, or was, a registered nurse for 29 years. And I was working my last job as a nursing professor, and Capriana was working down in the Templeton area at this time, and COVID was kind of just coming out. And one of your, I don't know if you remember this or not, Steve, but one of your colleagues made a video of you getting all decked out with all your PPE stuff, and it was like a fast forward video. And so I used to share that one with my students. It was just so cool in my presentations and stuff. But what does life look like through your lens as a fairly new nurse? Still, you've gotten a lot of great experience, but tough starting that job in a pandemic. And what do you have to say about all that?
I've definitely learned a lot, and I've had to learn very quickly. Definitely say that it's brought, in terms of, obviously nursing realm, you create close connections, but I feel like they're just created so much quicker, and there's so much trust within the nursing community, because we're kind of going through this battle together, in terms of fighting this virus and taking care of sick patients that come in. Definitely nothing like nursing school, I'll tell you that much. So It's definitely nothing. You learn everything on the job and feel like you learn nothing in school. But I wouldn't change my career for the world. Like you guys said, at 4 years old, I said I wanted to be a nurse, where you thought I was going to be a lawyer because I was good at arguing. I'm glad I stuck with the lawyer route. I'm just kidding, with the nursing route, and was able to do that and just take care of people and kind of, I don't know, it's satisfying, yet I wouldn't say horrifying, but just overwhelming at the same time.
Yeah, so good. Go ahead.
Just because there's so many people that are sick, and just trying to do our best to help them.
Yeah. No, so good to hear. One of the first things that you started out sharing was the amount of trust that you have with your colleagues, knowing that, you guys are dealing with some very difficult circumstances. And without that trust, I imagine being there at the bedside would just feel almost impossible, because you just need a team. And hopefully this pandemic, we can all realize that we're better together. Big yo. You's going to Spain, man. You's leaping to Spain. I've always been in awe of how you continually bring the good vibes to everybody around you. So I want you to educate the listeners on, because I know you looked at the program in Japan, program in Korea, and then you got selected for the program in Spain, but maybe just very quickly highlight opportunities out there for people that might be interested in going overseas to teach.
Should I just highlight like all of the different programs that I've done for like different age ranges, or just
yes, we are live. So yeah, you just go and do what you want to do, but we're live.
Okay, so one for people in high school, probably like sophomore, junior year, you can apply to this program called Rotary Youth Exchange, which is the year that I took abroad after I graduated high school in Mexico. That is a lot of fun, changed my life. I'm not going to go like that in depth, I guess. In college, obviously there's a lot of study abroad programs that you can do through university. I did the NSE, National Student Exchange Program, to University of Hawaii Hilo, which I know that goes to a lot of different universities. And it's basically, you can go from your university to almost any university in the United States, including Puerto Rico, Guam, I think, and parts of Canada, maybe. And then what I'm doing now is called NALCAP, or Auxiliares de Conversación. And it's through the Spanish government, not through the American government. And it's basically this program that is bringing native English speakers, so not just Americans, people from like the UK or Ireland or Australia or New Zealand or Canada, to Spain to be assistants to help teach English in classrooms all over the country, not just in big cities, but in small towns. So you kind of can choose, when you apply, you can choose like, okay, I want to teach like kids or adults, or I'd prefer to be in a small town or a big city. And when you apply, they'll kind of try and help you find the best fit if you're lucky. And then some people, they get what they want, and the other people, they don't get what they want. I was just like, I'll take anything, just accept me into the program. So I got lucky, and I got placed pretty close to the beach. So I hope that my family will be visiting me a lot.
Yes, we hope to as well. But Mama gonna have to work some OT. Get us there if you're listening, Ma. All right, hey, so that's good. So many opportunities, and I think a lot of times people just aren't aware, especially, and that's where we were blessed. We had no clue as your parents Dad was familiar with Rotary, but not familiar with the youth exchange. And I even forget who reached out to Mama, or if she initiated that. But yeah, our lives have been changed forever in the best possible way by hosting students from Colombia, France, and Switzerland. And I know that's been a huge part of your life, Alia, that totally, I think, changed your life and really gave you a focus for getting out and traveling. And I guess we'll just go there real quick. What is it that you love about traveling? I'll go to you first, Alia, and then C, and then, a couple more questions.
What do I love most about traveling? Yeah, I think like you said, it started with my year in Mexico because so like Rotary Youth Exchange, Rotaries all over the world. So they like each club there's a club in almost each town in the entire world probably. So they sponsor students to get sent to other countries. And so just in my where I was living, the town that I was living in, there was I think 11 other I think there was 11 from Denmark, Germany, Poland, Taiwan, Italy, Brazil, Belgium, France, and there's one other girl from Chicago. And so we would basically hang out like every weekend, and they just became like amazing friends. I still talk to them to this day, and that was like 5 years ago. And then we also went on these 2 trips over the course of the year that I was there. And on this trip, you get to meet everyone that's also in Mexico who are doing the same program as you, and from all over the world, different countries, and just spend like 2.5 weeks together and see Mexico together, basically like big tourist trip, but just grow really close to people. So after my year in Mexico, I was like, okay, now I have like even more reason to go to these other countries so I can see my friends again. And then I think really being able to see a country with someone who's from there and grew up there gives you like a whole different viewpoint. And that's also why I'm excited to go to Spain, so I can meet people from other countries and go to even more places, drag my sister along with me.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of dragging your sister along, that was one of I'm going to come back to you, C, but this will make sense in a second. One of the highlights for me was when we dropped you off at University of Hawaii, Hilo, and C was working as a nurse already at that time, a pretty new nurse at that time. And we went to a pretty nice restaurant, and Cece said, "Hey, you know what? I got the bill." And as a parent, it's still something that I'll never forget, of when your kids achieve that time in their life where, one, they just are looking out and saying, hey, I want to give back to mom and dad, and 2, you can actually afford it. And so, yeah, I know I thank you a whole bunch for that already, but cool moment in my life. And that's led you to have worked really hard as a student athlete and complete your college in 4 years. And I know you love to travel, and it's nice that nurses, make a couple of bucks now where you can afford to travel. And what is it that you love about traveling, C?
Well, also we only work 3 days a week, so we have plenty of time to travel as well. Not to be cheesy, but I just like to experience different places. Going to school in the Midwest, the people are so different, so friendly, so polite. Maybe not the best of drivers, but overall people, they are amazing. Whereas in California, it's 100% different. And then going to Mexico, being able to speak Spanish and experience that culture that's from mom's side is absolutely beautiful. And going to Hawaii, then seeing the good vibes and the just low-key life there, of being able to experience and kind of adjust and witness how people live, and maybe take some of those habits home with me. But of course, what I'm always drawn to when I first pick a place where I'm going is what am I going to eat and what restaurants am I going to go to? So unfortunately, when I travel, money is not really a big deal in terms of restaurants, because when food's good, you're happy, and that's really all that matters. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, see, definitely be the high roller. Dad's gonna have the bread and water, so you're gonna roll out and just enjoy it. And I love that about you, that you just appreciate the good things like your mama does. Hey, we're going to wrap this up, but I got one last kind of question for each of you. So does 8,647 mean anything to you?
Is that something like the amount of days that we've been together?
That's pretty good. It's the days you two have lived together. That's very good, actually, see. And you have less than 22 days remaining less because Yo's rolling out again. So I don't even know what the total countdown is, but probably, I'm guessing 7 or so of days living under the same roof as sisters. And I want you to grab a hold of that, because I start to tear up just thinking about it. And you can't get time back, and this is it. You guys got 7 more days under the same roof. And yeah, life is going to move forward. And it's going to be amazing what the next chapter is for you. But this time is pretty special. And so what is it that, you want your sister to know as this time in your life comes to an end and you guys move on to the next chapter?
Do you want me to go first?
No.
Or are you going to start crying?
That I'm proud of her. And just like she said earlier, we didn't have the greatest relationship growing up. And I thank her for being patient and unconditionally loving me throughout it all. And that we're able to have this relationship that we do now, of being so close. And I don't know, it's just, I am so in awe with all that she does. And a lot of the times I'm very much a type A person, whereas Alia's good vibes, go with the flow. And I'm just so in awe of all that she's done, accomplished, been to, and able to just continue to see. So a lot of the times when I'm looking at doing stuff, I try and just think about her and how she does things, and always just has faith in everything, that being a good person, good stuff's going to happen and work out in her favor. And it definitely has. And that's why I'm so lucky to be your sister.
Nice. But Yo?
I guess what I would want to say is I'm just happy for the time that we've had together. And just, we already went over that our relationship wasn't that great when we were kids, but now that we're older, and especially after this year of COVID, not year, like 2 years basically, just has, I think, solidified our relationship even more. And I think of her more as like my best friend than well, obviously she's still my sister, but I consider her more like a best friend and sister. And that, wherever I go all over the world, that I know she'll always be there for me, just a call away or just a text away. And that, I don't know, that we'll have each other for the rest of our lives. And I can't wait for her to get married so I can torture her husband, which I know won't happen.
Why are you trying to take us down that path right now, Yo? We're on like a great space. We got time. We got so much time to love.
You have a boyfriend.
I know, but I love her, and I'm just happy that, we got this time together, and I'm going to miss her a lot.
Dad is so happy that you two love each other. It's always been what Mom and I wanted, was for you two to be best friends, and when we're gone, for you guys to have each other. So that just makes me feel so good and my heart so full. And with that, I just got to say, boom, that just happened. That's another episode of Life's Essential Ingredients with my girls, Big Yo and C. And I love you so much. And this was so cool for me. Years from now, I'm going to play back this episode and just get to see the love and listen to the love in your heart and see you guys holding each other. And what a great treat for Dad. So thank you so much. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. This is coming at you right now. Bonus time, baby. We're out.